Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday to us from here and wherever you might be listening to me this afternoon. A very beautiful Sunday to us. How is it? How are we all doing? Good day, good day. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Please, as you get to come online, please kindly. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, all right. Here we go. I'm just trying to set up the connection for the Facebook. All right. Good. Awesome. Thank God I'm now live here, both on our Facebook group, Lodeta Consulting, and here on my YouTube channel. And I'm so happy to be here. God bless you. Thank you very much. Please, as many of you that are able to come online to join this broadcast, I will appreciate when you just come online, just give this video a like and just comment. Thank you very much. I think I started bit. I'm so sorry for coming a little bit late. And so I don't want to take our time any further. I just want to go right away and just get right into the business of the day. And as I've already announced, today's topic of deliberation, this is a 30 days blast, and we started 5 days ago. It started, and I promise you that for those 30 days, you and I were together on a journey of love, of momentum, and of growth. And that this journey is meant to do one thing. It is meant to create in you and I. It's meant to give you and I an opportunity to see ourselves in a newer light, to use another lens, a very different lens from what we used to see ourselves. And this is uniquely important because as we roll out like, as you and I can see, 8 months is gone already in this year. And we have less than how many months now? If we are going to calculate it, before we know it, 2021 is gone. And I want us to enter year 2022 like a boss. I want us to come with a knowing and with an understanding, that there is nothing entirely there that will stop us from being whoever we have desired to do. And so day one, I started with self-belief and self-love. That was the first. For some of you that did not get to watch that, please get onto my YouTube channel, Lodeta Think Media. There's a playlist that's carved out for that. So you can always watch all that we have discussed so far. And I encourage you to please share this video to as many as possible. As you do that, you will begin to see so many things that will help you reposition yourself for a better you. Self-love, that no matter what you see in the world, many of us, we like this under adjective. We like to say, oh, I love that guy. Oh, I love that house. Oh, I love that school. Oh, I love that woman. We use that word for the third person, but we seldom use it for ourselves. And that is some of the reason why this is important, that you and I don't want to go into that place. We don't want to continue in that space where everything we do, where everything we say is all only going to reflect on other people. That we should start practicing self-love. That I love me. I love myself. I care for myself. I believe in myself. You giving priority to loving your person. And by the time you start doing that, you are going to begin to see how more and more of that is going to come to become a reality for you. That is very important. I need to stress that. And also self-belief, that you believing in your ability, you believing in who and what you are. and not waiting for other people's approval. We talked about self-awareness, that the success you and I are going to make in life, it's not going to last. It's not going to get anywhere far until it begins from the gate of awareness. That when you are aware, you are self-knowing, knowing me, being conscious of who I am, and that is going to help you and I to gain the understanding of what you have inside of you, and that knowledge is going to help you more to be able to become a better person, and you'll be able to interact more, and you're able to give more because you already know what is inside. And when you see what is inside and you are not happy, you know how you can navigate through those series steps that I explained, by giving attention, by giving priority and giving attention to learning and knowledge, and then there you become who you are looking forward to becoming. And I talked about self-identity, that a lot of people in the world are no thanks to some of us as women. Many a times we always see ourselves in the light of what people claim us to be. Oh, that is mommy so so and so. Oh, that is the woman that live next door. Oh, that is Mrs. But I want to see yourself stripping ourselves of all those details and still be able to uniquely declare and identify who you are, who truly you are, your person, without all those titles. Removing all those titles, the real content that is inside, that nobody, when nobody is around you, the real you. And that when you are very conscious, you have been able to pay the price of sitting down alone, you will be able to gain knowledge and understanding of the who you are. And that knowledge is going to do one thing for you. It's going to help you come off of all those debates, all those jealousy, and all those competition that exists out there, that you want to become somebody else away from who you are supposed to be. It is very, very important. So, my expectation this series and in this month is that day by day you will begin to come more and more closer to yourself than to others, such that you'll be able to appreciate what God put inside of you. And out of that knowledge and abundance of that understanding is going to push you to you becoming a healthier, a better, and a happier you, that you will not begin to depend on other people's impression and other people's approval before you live the life that you are meant to live. That is very, very crucial. And that is why today we are taking it further, and I will be going on to take us on self-esteem. That word, when I say a healthy esteem, a good esteem, the other side of it is low esteem. And a good esteem, as a matter of fact, for some of us that might have one time or the other know and experience anything that has to do with the opposite of that, you will know that it is a sense of knowledge and awareness, a sense of superiority, a sense of uniqueness, a sense of worth that confirm you, that inform your courage, that informs the way you do things and the way you act. And that, as it is today, many of us don't really appreciate this worth of who we are because of our environment. And I need to say this as I go on in this broadcast, that to some of us that are parents, there are so many lives, so many destinies that have been abused and cut short just because of this subject of self-esteem. And so I am not going to play as if it is not that important, because I suffer that. And I want to say it again, that whenever children live in an environment that is not brought up with love, we know that, or with joy, with accomplishment, with how will I put it? Well, a sense of belonging and what have you, it goes a long way to affect that child. And that is why anytime we as parents, we see children come back home and they tell us of something that happens to them, maybe a case of bullying or somebody ridiculing them, somebody making fun of them, calling them names, these things are very, very crucial and they are very important. Now, we don't just play light of it because those difficult childhood experience can linger on till adulthood, that someone somewhere will just be like, how did this happen? And some of those things can begin to inform limited interaction in the life of that child, that you begin to see that child withdraw, you begin to see himself not good as others, and it can start and inform a negative thinking pattern. When a child starts having a negative thinking pattern from that age, do you know what is going to do in the overall, in the long run, in the life of that person, in the life of that child? So I want to ask us as parents to please do this, to make sure that we make our children grow up in an environment that is full of life, and a lively, a loving environment, the one that the energy there is welcoming, that the children will not in any way feel they are missing out of anything. They are around where you begin to support them and give them that boost they need, that confidence that they need. Thank you, Suad. I appreciate you. That confidence that will help them in the future. Because you can imagine a child, maybe that grew up in an environment that is full of hate, name calling, bullying, abusive, using of words that are not promising. You know, those are those things that will challenge the identity of that child, that will make that child not be able to feel that is belong if a sense of belonging. And that is why this thing is very important. And so for me today, I just want to quickly go through some of the things that we need to pay attention to, that can help us to go out and come off this negative belief. So I want to tell us some of the things that can cause this kind of experience and how we can work out of it. If you want to raise a confident child, because that is the opposite of this subject, where if you want somebody that has worth, that carry himself with worth, with a level of uniqueness, there are certain things that must be present in that time. And if those things are not present, it will always send a message that is distorted in that person, and the perception that the person will have will not be real. It will always be fake. It will not be something that is strong. And so if you see children complaining they're having hard time in school, you should know that you have to pay attention to those things. It is not something that you want to play live with. And let me just share some of a little bit of how I can relate to that. My own reference to having this low self-esteem was as a result of the fact that my upbringing and my growing up, I was raised by my grandmother. My mom was, she had me very early, and when she was not ready to go into marriage. And because of that, those period of my life that I was living with my grandmother, I was just like, I was not feeling that belongingness. It was there. And then each time, that environment alone affected the way I think. And when I now got to that stage of my life, then I was writing an exam, I was not passing. That one too also contributed to my low self-esteem. I always see myself as not good enough. And it gives me it always relating from a poor esteem. I always think that there is nothing good about me, that I can make anybody to wish or want to listen to me or watch to. So that difficult experience that I went through, because of the dysfunctionality that plagued my upbringing, affected me throughout life. I cannot lie. It affected me throughout life, that sometimes I still feel myself when I get into a place, I just feel, no, I don't think I can stay. I can't stay. I don't think I belong here. And so we have to ask ourselves, what are those things that can make someone develop and have that level of low identity, of poor self-esteem, that can begin, and how we can come out of it, because it is very, very crucial. So I already mentioned that difficult childhood experience, these are the trigger, these are some of the things that can pile up, or life is a difficult life experience. And I need to tell us that as women, we go through a lot, that sometimes we want to just bury those things under. We are very shy. We are not happy to expose that part of our life. And we just want to close everything up and want to withdraw to our shelf. And we just want to put up a facade. And most of the time, when we continue living in this kind of state, it doesn't give us the total and the full expression of what we need in our life to make us to be the fullness of the personality we're supposed to be. And that is why we have to address it. We have to address it and go to the root cause of what is causing it. And sometimes when you see this trait of people calling you names or just making jest of you, or always you are always seeing yourself surrounded by people that just ridicules you, this thing also can cause low self-esteem. And so you want to see why you don't want to just stay around people that are not in any way empowering or bringing life to you. People that cannot, they cannot give to you, they are only removing from you. And it is very important because you are in a place, you are not able to affirm your position, you are not able to stand and say, this is me, this is what I believe, this is my position on this issue, this is why I'm saying this. That point where you're able to say your yes and your yes is a yes, and when you say your no and your name is so no, and you are so assertive. And it's not because you have this it's not a case of, but you just love yourself and to that point, and you know what you cannot take or accept, because that is your worth, that is what makes you, not make you thick. Because if you don't come to a place where in your life you're able to put people where they belong, and you don't give them the permission to begin to come into your life and put things that will high up your life, you are going to see that you are going to have a distorted perception about who you are supposed to be. And it happens to us as women. Marry, we always feel that the men in our lives, they are everything, they are our world, they are our financial plan, they are everything, they are meant to make us happy, they are meant to provide all things, they are meant to do every damn thing that we need. I beg to differ. And immediately you are able to get yourself on these subjects of self-esteem right on the right track, you will know what value you have. And that value, when you bring it into that union, into that relationship, it is going to help even that man to respect you. And that is why I'm not in the school of thought of people that just want to go into marriage just so that somebody will be responsible for. No, come off that. Come off that. Another thing I want to say is that a low self-esteem distorts our perception of ourselves. And if we set ourselves to say we want to do a particular work or anything, if we don't address the subject of this self-esteem, we don't have the confidence to command. The low self-esteem will prevent us from achieving our goals and fulfilling any mission. Look at me standing before you and doing this video. I want to let you know that before now, every time I think of doing this, that part of me will ask me, what do you have? What makes you feel that you have the right to teach, or to for men or people to for anybody to even listen to you? you know and if I go by that thinking, I tell you, when I started this channel last year, I will not be here today. I might not have met you. For every one of you that I even get to watch this video on a replay, and I am so grateful for everyone that have joined, everyone that have supported this. I thank you for believing in me. I had to fight this to a point that I have to convince myself that I am not worthless. And I share part of that story with you yesterday, that until that day that I did something, and that guy that those people have always looked up to, that they are here. So, and that is it for me. And that person that I was looking up to, and I got to a place and a point that he came to ask of me to teach him something. Wow, that was the day I got delivered. And so if you're out there, you can sense or trace any trace, you have that feeling that this thing we are talking about is still somewhere. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, that is it. Thanks. You are Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Suad. I love that school, that we need to work on our confidence. Yeah, that's it. And we're going to be going on to that also. That will be our next installment too, that we're going to be. So, and one of the things you are going to notice is somebody that is suffering from this low self-esteem. Do you know what happened? He always take, he doesn't receive. You always feel you don't have something to give. And that is why from today, you will make a promise to yourself, that you will make a commitment to yourself, that you will never look down on yourself. And that whatever you have done to yourself in the past, that you always make you feel bad, you are going to forgive yourself. You will look at yourself in the mirror, and when you wake up in the morning, you will give yourself a virtual high five, high five, high five, and you tell yourself, I forgive you. I forgive myself. You forgive it. I love me. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I love myself. I care for myself. I forgive myself. Give yourself that permission. And from this time henceforth, I give nobody any permission to come into my life and give me any word that is negative. I will never give anybody any permission to use me far less than who I know I am meant to be, because I believe I am not worthless. Then you begin to empower yourself. And one of the things I want us to do also that will help us is, from this moment henceforth, I want you to sit down by yourself and take a pen. I want you to implement it, because it's going to change you. It's going to help you a great deal to become a new, regardless of the point of reference that is bringing that level of shame and low self-esteem that you're experiencing. One thing I want you to do is to take a pen and look for 10 good things which you know you can do. 10 things you can do. Yes. Yes, 10 things you can do. You know you can do. Write it down. Take the time to do that exercise. 10 things that you can do. Because sometimes when that feeling of low self-esteem comes, it shows you that you don't have anything to give. That is why you feel you're worthless. Look at things that you have in your life that you can give. That is number one. I want you to put that thing down. When you start putting those things down, it is going to put you know, it is going to help you see that actually you have something inside of you. You have not just taken time. That you are a genius. And like yesterday, I was mentioning that every one of us, we are genius in our own light. But if a fish will consider himself worthless because he cannot fly, then he will begin to think he's stupid. And that you should stop the comparison game, that you should be on your own lane, going on your own lane, not using other people's middle to judge your own beginning. That you don't want to in any way compare yourself to nobody but to yourself. Never. This is one thing you must do. Never. That's number two. That if you want to come out of this low self-esteem frame, never you compare yourself with others. Never. For any reason. Don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself. Know you're on the race and you are there for a particular reason, for a particular purpose, and that you are going to help yourself a better day. The earlier you appreciate that I just know, even if I am crawling now, I know I am very soon. By taking effort every day to grow myself, I am going to start walking. And when I keep walking and I'm surrounding myself with positive people, before I know it, I'll just see myself there on the sky, flying. So that there are stages and that you can always progress, and that you should never write yourself up, and you should never, never allow anybody to give you any description that is lesser than what you tell yourself every day. And then, just like I have just mentioned, those words, those affirming words, say those words to yourself. Wake up in the morning, when you look at yourself in the mirror, say those I am a genius. I'm a genius to my world. There's a genius inside of me. Give yourself those boosts. Don't let anything negative in any way give you permission to address yourself in any way that is not going to be helpful. So that is, build yourself up in positive relationship. Look for people that will assert your worth, people that will give life more meaning. And I'm so grateful for this friendship. I thank you very much, Suad. She's been a very wonderful person. She has been a very supportive friend in this journey, and I'm so grateful. Thank you very much. Yes, I am a genius. I'm a genius in my own right. You know there is something that you can do, and that is why you are unique. And that is why this subject of self is something that you alone can do. Nobody else can do it the way you do it. That it will be difficult for anybody to replace you. So that is why make sure you wake up in the morning, give yourself a high five, look yourself in the mirror, and tell yourself, I love myself. I believe in myself. I care for myself. No, not just doing things for others and putting ourselves as something that you just rubbing upon, that every other person will treat ourselves with no with disdain. No. Prioritize myself. Carry yourself with dignity. Yes. So become more and more assertive. Take decision fast. That's another point I want to say. Make a decision fast. When it comes to taking decision, just go for it. Don't dilly dally to the point that everything will now, because those are some of the things. Always, when we always want to wait for other people's approval before we take a decision, some of these things, before you know it, the energy, the momentum will just leave. So you are going to help yourself by just whatever it is, you just have to take a decision. So just go for one. And then from that decision, that's how it will get improved. Okay, you now remember, okay, the last time when I did this, I took the decision. Okay, this decision, when I took it, what did what was the consequence of the decision I finally took? Okay, these are the things. What are the things I now need to learn going forward if I'm going to take any decision in the future? So before you know it, you are seeing that you are growing, and so you have learned a lesson in that place. So you don't want to waste extra energy again. When it's time for you to take decision about doing something, go for it. When you know it is your in your heart, it is right, it is good, and the genuineness of the motive behind your doing it, go for it, girl. Go for it, girl. Because every indecision is a decision also. So we got to take a decision. Yeah, that is one thing I want to help us with. And then don't forget, constantly act act on things that you know will help you. I put it here that act constantly on things that will help you to raise your self-esteem. Okay, if in this at particular aspect you have low self-esteem, trace it down to what can I do that will help in this area to raise my esteem. Then this is me starting before you to doing video. Before a time when I stand, sometimes everything that I prepare, by the time I start talking, I will forget everything. My brain is empty. Because and so I will try and be, when you look at parts of my video, you see some of them, I'll just be stuttering. I feel I'm doing as if I stutter, whereas I'm not a stutterer. But as time goes on, I started developing myself. I started studying more, giving myself more, calming myself down, becoming more comporting myself better, and trying to do as if I'm talking to myself. Before I know it, gradually I started improving. And I know the me that started last year now, I can tell the difference. And I believe you also you can tell, even though I'm a work in progress, I'm not there yet. I'm working myself to becoming the world best female speaker. If I don't even want to look at age is a number. I'm not even look. I just want to believe that every step I'm taking this day is making me more and more to become the who I want to see 10 years down the lane. Because if I don't take that step today, 10 years down the lane, I am going to the pain of me regretting that I'm still on the same pot is what is pushing me. That I don't want to live in regret. I don't want my life to end with, oh, if I had known, I should have paid more. No, that is why I'm doing it. I'm taking it. I'm at the moment, whether I'm crawling, whether I'm still walking, but I'm making sure that I am on upward journey to becoming the best version of me. And I dare you, and I challenge you, and I encourage you, and I ask a permission for me to tell you straight, girl, that the future you, the distance between the now you and the future you is on the other side of the action you are willing to take, and that you should never allow anything to stop you from taking those steps that you believe are necessary to take you on a leap, on a giant flight to that destination that you want for your life. Because when you do that, you are going to help yourself end in fulfillment. I need not to say it that when you live in a state of abundance, That abundance has nothing to do with money, so really, but it has something to do with you living the fullness of the person that is inside of you. That there's no place in you that hates want to stay. Anybody that comes around you, they just want to be around you. They just love to listen to you. They just know that there is something about you that's so different, and they can connect to that thing, and they want it. And the more they come around you, the more they are becoming better. Do you know that in that picture that I've just painted, you cannot lack? Money cannot be far from you because you have people, because you are serving, you are giving yourself. Whatever you have, you are beginning to give it out. And the more of what you do, you now begin to see how your esteem will becoming more and more and more, begin to grow. And this is what I want to encourage us with today. And that is what I've come to share today. That on this journey of self-love September, these 30 days of loving ourselves and giving ourselves permission to love ourselves, self-love, we are also going to be gathering the momentum that we need to grow to become the better us. I thank you very much for watching. And every one of you that will get to watch the replay, I'm so grateful, and I hope you did find something that you can start implementing, that can bring a better understanding and a better version of you in the end, by the end of this year. So I encourage you to please share this video, and please give this video a like. And also, I need you to just put in the comment whether you watch it on a replay or you are here live. I still want to see your comment on whatever that come across to you, or what is your take from what you heard, what I shared this afternoon. So tomorrow is another day, because I tell you, this is a 30-day marathon. Yes, I'm telling you, and I'm liking it. I want us as women to come off that place where the only thing we see is jealousy and rancor, where we talk ill of each other, where somebody just look at somebody, and I said it, see, if you see somebody that somebody is doing and you want that thing, don't talk the person down, appreciate that person, and begin to see and learn. How can you do it? By doing that, you have helped yourself. You have flow from a level of abundance. And the more, when you ask for help, you will always have somebody there. So because it will be difficult, you can't do this journey alone. Where you are going, there are men and women that you must meet that will make the journey easy for you. And it starts by you appreciating other people, giving help, volunteering, looking for how you can help. Those are some of the things. In your bid to give in what you have, you will begin to attract what you need. That is the principle that I am working with. And I believe that when we begin to attract the kind of people we need in our life, everything that is so much so now looking like a disadvantage, that we are thinking, oh, this thing, this area, oh, we will now begin to see that this is even a blessing. And this is why we must take it as a duty on us, never to shy away from asking for help and giving help also in every capacity we are willing to do. Tomorrow is day 6, and tomorrow, day 6, we are going to move this self-love further, and we're going to be talking about self-confidence. Self-confidence. And it's going to be an installment of what we are doing on this and how we can build on it to gain our confidence, to come out to a place on a platform whereby there's nothing inside of us that is shaky, that you have taken time to work on the inside of you, that there is nothing that is shaking. And even though that when you come across things that looks fearful and that things tends to challenge you, that move you, look with faith in your eyes and say, this is me. I am unshakable. There's something inside that I've been building, and that thing has put this strength of me, that I cannot but be coming forth with confidence. And when you get to that level, there is nothing that can stand in your way. When you get to that level, you begin to you don't negotiate for what you want. You don't become apologetic. You don't ask as if you are begging. You demand what you want. And people, you tell them this is it, and people, they give it to you. You tell them what you want. In that place, that is when you can stand as a deliverer. That's when you can stand and you're able to help save others, bring others to a place whereby they also are getting comfort. You are saving life. You are delivering. You are helping other people to unleash their potential. You are helping others to see. You are giving succor. This is the level of understanding of what I believe life is meant to be. And those that are living life in that pedestrian, they don't lack. I don't believe in life that is spent on only yourself and only I, me, and myself. A life that is spent, that is major on helping others, we never, we never like. You will be like a pipe that water pass through. And definitely, you and I know you will never run dry, never be thirsty. That is it, friend. I'm deeply grateful for your time. Thank you, Ernest. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you, Suad, and thank you for all the people on the YouTube that I'm unable to see your name at the moment. I appreciate your time. I love you, and I'm deeply grateful. Until I see you tomorrow, please continue to love on yourself and join me if you can tomorrow. I would love to see you tomorrow by 2 p.m. Eastern. Bye. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.